Hello. Yeah, all right. Talked a lot about Birch Crescent where me nan and granddad lived, and everybody in the Crescent had animals in the back garden. They had goats, they had chickens, they had pigs. The posh people at the end of the Crescent, Mr. and Mrs. Bouquet, they had a pair of alpacas. They was really posh. And Val Doonican once did a song called Paddy Mcginty's Goat. Now, I think I've told you before, the Doonicans actually lived in Birch Crescent, a bit further along, near the gully up to Elm Terrace. And Mr. and Mrs. Doonican, they all had funny names in that family. There was Val, the son, and then the mum and dad was Leslie and Francis. And his two sisters was Charlie and George. If you remember, they played for Arsenal a bit later on. So it was a funny family. Next door was a bloke who used to like to dress up in cowboy clothes. He was called Marion Morrison, another strange name. And next door to him was a great big bloke. He used to dress up in a black leotard. He was called Shirley Crabtree. He was funny as well. Any road, Paddy Mcginty's Goat, this brings back memories of when I was a young teenage lad. Perhaps you'll join in and perhaps you'll do a little Irish jig round the kitchen as you're singing it. Paddy Mcginty's Goat. Patrick Mcginty, an Irishman of note, came into a fortune, so he bought himself a goat. Said he's sure a goat's milk, I mean to have me fill. But when he got the nanny home, he found it was the bill. All the young ladies who live in Killaloe, they're all wearing bustles like their mothers used to do. They each wear a bolster beneath their petticoat, and leave the rest to Providence and Paddy Mcginty's Goat. Mrs. Burke to her daughter said, "Listen, Mary Jane, who was that young man you were cuddling in the lane? He'd long wiry whiskers a-hanging from his chin." "'Twas only Pat Mcginty's goat," she answered with a grin. Well, then she went away from the village in disgrace. She came back with powder and paint upon her face. She'd rings on her fingers, she wore a sable coat, and you bet your life she didn't get those from Paddy Mcginty's Goat. Nora McCarthy, the knot was going to tie. She washed all her trousseau, she hung it out to dry. Then up came the goat, he saw the bits of white. He chewed up all her folderols, so on her wedding night. "Turn out the light quick," she shouted out to Pat, "for though I'm your bride, I'm not worth looking at. I'd got to have everything I told you when I wrote, but now I've wanted nothing thanks to Paddy Mcginty's Goat." Mickey Riley, he went to the races t'other day. He won £20. He shouted, "Hip hooray!" He held up the note saying, "Look at what I got." Then up came the goat and he swallowed up the lot. "He's eaten me banknote," said Mickey with a hump. They ran to the doctor, he used a stomach pump. He pumped and he pumped to find that shiny note, but all he got was sixpence out of Paddy Mcginty's Goat. Now old Paddy's Goat had a wondrous appetite, and one day for breakfast he had some dynamite. A whole box of matches he swallowed all serene, and then he gobbled up a quart of paraffin. He sat by the fireside, but he didn't give a hang. He swallowed a spark, he exploded with a bang. So when you get to heaven, you can bet a £10 note the angel with the whiskers on his Paddy Mcginty's Goat. Ta-da, I must go. I've got to go and put some brasso on the candlesticks, so I'll see you again soon, I'm sure I will. Thank you, Mother, for the palings, and keep out that Oss Road. It's a bit busy this morning. I know it's sunny, but it's very busy out there, so mind how you go. Ta-ra a bit.